Good evening, welcome to our spring concert. I hope you enjoyed Refrigeration. We've heard that it's a really cool piece. Thank you, Kyle. But if you look at the title, you notice the spelling of refrigeration, just for a touch of music education right here to our audience. The PH in refrigeration stands for the Phrygian mode, which is a type of scale that's kind of seldomly used, but they learned about the Phrygian mode, and you can hear what the sound was like with that. Now, moving on, we're going to have a bunch of chamber ensembles play with in our concert tonight. But also I'd like you to direct your attention to the second page of the program, into the inside front cover. And we would like to take this concert tonight to dedicate to Nick Lauerwald, and we'd like to celebrate his life through the joy of music tonight. And a few of our seniors are going to be speaking on behalf of Nick and telling a few little anecdotal stories along the way in the concert.
Hi everyone. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Stephanie Hunstein. I'm a senior and I play flute. I'd like to take a moment to talk about our dear friend and clarinet player Nick, who was taken too soon. Nick and I have been best friends since we were only months old, and we grew up only a few houses down the street from each other. When we were young, all the way through middle and high school, I saw Nick every day, and we always had something new to do or to talk about. He was the first person I would go to with good news, with a problem, because he was always really supportive and gave great advice. He had such a positive outlook on life and always saw the good in people, which is a gift and a quality that made him such a respectful person and a good influence on everyone around him. Nick got along with pretty much everyone, and he was always smiling, cracking jokes or teasing out of love. He showed me how to enjoy life and make every minute count, and taught me how to be a more positive and outgoing person, because tomorrow is never promised. I miss him and think about him every day, and it is heartbreaking that he could not be here with us through senior year, and especially today at our last concert of high school. Nick truly had an impact on every single person he knew, and my memories with him and the insight he has given me are things that I will carry with me forever. Thank you.
I'll introduce myself. I'm Jordy Abreu, and I too was a dear friend of Nick. There's too much that I want to say, and after all these months, time has flown so fast, yet I can still vividly remember every moment I've had with him. And I can remember the feeling that's washed over me when I heard the news. And our relationship consisted of making the other look like a fool because we were just boys. And we were pretty close. Playing jokes on one another, I like to think of it as a war of attrition between the pranksters. But it was always to see who was the most clever. And personally, it never really, I never really processed it. And I was still waiting for the big gotcha moment, as though everything was a big dream. But then later on, my memories of him, and then every fantastic moment that I've had with him has kept me through every day, even though I still can't stop thinking about every moment and the person that he's made me into, and many others in this band. And the effect is just everlasting for each and every one of us in our own way. And in my head, around that dark time period, all I could think was he deserves every single tear that's dropped for him, because he is one of the most fantastic people I've ever met. As a kid who's moved from New York to one part of New Jersey to Mahwah, I've never realized that a person could have such an effect on me until he was gone. And there's so much I'd love to say to him, but right now, to put it in a nutshell, I'm so thankful to have someone as Nicholas Lauerwald in my life, and so happy that he was able to touch so many other kids' lives as well. Thank you.
So the piece you just heard, Emperata Overture, was one of our wintertime contest pieces. And we're proud to say that doing Emperata and the piece that you're going to hear when the whole band plays again, we were proud to have received the gold rating, which is the highest rating in the state. And we have a couple more students talking. Can we have the clarinet ensemble head down?
Hi everyone, I'd just like to introduce myself. My name is Jay, Oluwahije. I'm a senior and I play the trumpet, and I just have a few words to say about Nick. It's not a goodbye, it's a see you later. This is a quote I wrote on Nick's parking space the Monday we all came back to school after the accident. This is the quote that is now written inside of this wristband, which I wear every day, and it has a special meaning to me. On October 22nd of 2016, we all lost someone who meant so much to us. On October 22nd, I wasn't ready to say goodbye, so I said see you later. I never ever thought that something like this would happen in my life, especially my senior year of high school, and to a person like Nick. He wasn't just a talented musician, but he was an incredible friend and person to be around. His presence alone made your day better with his radiant smile, laughs, and amazing personality, which are qualities I truly do miss. I've known Nick since Joyce Kilmer. We've shared many special moments together between bands, soccer conversations, and even the casual hello in the hallway. The impact he's left on my life and the lives of those he's come into contact with will never be forgotten. Today, everything that's being played is in honor of our friend Nick. Every note we play, every speech we hear, and every hint of green you see on the stage is all for Nick. As I said before, this green wristband will forever have a special meaning to me. Every time I see the wristband glow in the dark, it gives me a sense of hope. Hope knowing that I will actually see Nick later. I'll never forget how much he meant to me and to others. Nick, I miss you so much, and I hope you're enjoying this concert because it truly is all for you. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Katie McSweeney. I'm a senior and I play clarinet. I expected senior year to be an emotional roller coaster for all of the seniors, especially figuring out what colleges we would end up at. Then there would be some of our last home game, last concert, last zero period, and last 217 bell. But this year we lost a bright light, Nick Lauerwald. It is hard to believe this happened, because every time you see something like this, you always believe, this can never happen to us, but this time it did. The whole school, especially the senior class, band together to honor Nick. I can say for especially all of us, for the rest of our lives, we will never stop honoring him. A few months back, I got angel wings tattooed on the side of my leg, so I will always be able to have my guardian angels flying next to me, especially him. Nick was my first friend when we met at 3. We learned the values of life together, how to have fun, and learned how to help each other grow. When people are young, they always make an impact greater than you can ever imagine. Each other's values become rooted in one another. The older we got, we branched out, just like any child does. We were becoming our own people, and with the help of each other, we grew up. From Halloween nights we spent together, to playing the clarinet, to marching band and seeing each other in the hallways, I always knew that Nick had the kindest heart I had ever met. There was a special glow about him that radiated wherever he went. All I wanted to do was absorb part of that glow, and I would be honored to carry that with me for the rest of my life. If I become half of the person he was, then I know I would have done something right in life. After losing him, that glow never ceased, and every note I play on the clarinet or smile at someone in the hallway, I think about him. Nick changed countless amounts of lives with the simple acts of kindness he did when anyone was around. and people are still carrying that kindness with them. Because of everything he did by changing people's lives, those people are now changing the world, and he changed mine. As I stand up here for my last spring concert, I can say I'm doing this for him. I continue to play the clarinet for the last time with all my bandmates, and I'm dedicating it to him. From the bottom of all our hearts, we miss you. I love you, Nick, and please watch over us. Thank you.
Notice we had an honorary clarinet over on the drum set. Jeff Sagerton, our band president. Jeff will be accompanying some of the chamber groups. And just a little tidbit of information, he will be majoring in music and also doubling in an outside field, probably business. And Jeff, I said this at the jazz concert as well, every school that he auditioned at, he got in. So congratulations. Including some of the top schools in the world, like Eastman School of Music in Rochester, New England Conservatory, and he ultimately chose Boston University, where he'll get to study with members of the Boston Symphony. Congrats, Jeff. If you notice, a lot of the band students are wearing a touch of green. All right, and this is in honor of Nick as well. And the piece we're about to do, coincidentally, the Suite on Celtic Folk Songs, also think of green. We have our drum set as well. We are, really trying to reflect that color as much as possible tonight. And the Suite on Celtic Folk Songs, it's in 3 movements. Hold your applause between the movements until all 3 are finished.